is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 Remake content for you. And today I'm going to go over something I noticed right from the first time I played the Remake demo. And that is the intro. One of the big things I think a lot of people weren't a big fan of in the original 4 was just that they thought the opening and intro and just the whole start of it was just kind of bland. If you remember the original one, this kind of went about how, the downfall of Umbrella, kind of a very underwhelming send-off to Umbrella, and you really go too much into Leon. I told you what he did, but it didn't feel too impactful. And even as much as I love the original one, that's something that I thought was really underwhelming. But right from the very get-go, the first intro of Resident Evil 4 Remake is like night and day, and it's just something that as soon as I watched, I was like, damn, they really put a lot of emphasis in this. And if you remember, the original story of Resident Evil 4 was written in 2 weeks, so a very short time. So now, given the time to maybe do things a lot better story-wise, you can just easily tell as the intro is a lot more emotional, impacting, and not just for what happened, but for Leon, as you really get a sense of like the day forever scarred him, emotionally and physically, and he kind of was at a point where he's just like, man, he was just doomed from day one. I mean, he didn't really have too much good coming out of it, even though he did survive. He has a lot of things, trauma, even kind of forced to do a program. I like the whole Krauser training him, and then obviously he still feels guilty for the people who didn't make it out, which leads me to wonder, since this is the remake, it's based off the remake 2, not the original 2, is this story, just based on his intro, is it going to be a lot more emotional and impactful? Because as I say, he obviously feels guilty for Marvin, Kendo, and obviously Ada. Does he know in this remake that Ada's still alive? Because in the original one, when they meet up, he kind of just has that, like, yeah, I've heard about you. It just felt so underwhelming. And here, I just feel like they have a golden opportunity to do something a million times better than what the original did. Because the original just, coming from a guy who first Resident Evil was Resident Evil 4, not having any context of the earlier Resident Evils to much, much later, I would never have guessed, like, it was such a big deal, especially for Leon's character. And I think that's a big thing. Like, Leon, he still has his coolness, but he also feels like a guy who's been through a lot. Not just through surviving Raccoon City, but also the aftermath, and then being recruited, kind of being forced to be recruited, and doing things that, like, still to this day, as he said, it was tough and brutal, but it kind of kept his mind off of all the past tragedy of Raccoon City that happened to him. And I think the one line I really like about that is, the cop in me died that day. I think that really resonates with me. So Leon definitely is going to be getting a lot more impactful character, in my opinion. But he's still going to keep his coolness, in my opinion, because he still has his one line at the end of the demo. But that's going to be it. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not. But hopefully I can see you guys back on the next video. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And I hope to see you all later. Peace.